Okay, so Roman numeral 8, old business, CLRED's update and OPRA discussion, and we have Brent and Nick here to give an update. I think, did everyone go except Morrissey, who wasn't here? So we've all spoken today, I believe. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. Okay, so good evening, everybody. Thank you for letting me be here today, and with Nick Fox as well, and he'll come up in just a second. So I mean this when I say this. No one wants this hotel finished more and open more than myself, our company, and our owners. To that end, we've remained present and committed to this project through every challenge. We've consistently met every obstacle and with determination and perseverance. Before I discuss the OPRA, I do want Nick to provide an update on the construction for the record and for those who didn't attend today. As I do that, I'm going to move so Nick can do it.
Good evening. So yes, we are working. We have been working. We will continue to work until this thing is finished. And I'm sleeping in that third floor corner room overlooking the City Hall. We have had challenges that we have overcome. We've got great staff right now. We've got good subcontractors. We've got a great new local plumber that has come in and really jumped into it. Right now we are on just the tipping point of starting all of the finishes. We have drywall is going to be starting at the end of this week, and next week we are waiting for one crucial in-wall mechanical and plumbing inspection that will basically start that whole process of getting the rest of the drywall in, and then that'll move right into all of the finishes. As I've said before, we have all materials, all equipment, all down to the nightstands and mattresses have all been purchased and sitting in warehouses, so we are ready to go. And again, we're in a good place right now, and we're gonna not stop.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay, so to talk more specifically about the OPRA, the extension, the current timeline for the OPRA construction completion addendum within the current agreement is set for September 30th of this year. And so before I talk about specifically extending it again, I just want to kind of remind the council about why we value the OPRA and what it means, why it was created. So, you know, it remains as a vital tool that not only demonstrates the local support, but will have a real and positive impact both now during construction and during the early years of operation. Although we anticipated opening sooner and to take the fuller advantage of the tax abatement, the 12 years, we do face a continual countdown of the remaining years without actualizing the full abatement. Once opened, the remainder of the abatement will be vital to provide needed relief from a massive tax increase generated from the total redevelopment of the Keefer from an obsolete and dangerous property facing demolition into an upscale boutique hotel that will welcome thousands into the city. As an economic development tool, the OPRA is meant to help developers just like us take on higher risk properties that require substantially more work to redevelop them and get them open again. That's the obsolete portion of the OPRA. This was established to promote and aid in the redevelopment of these properties rather than have them deteriorate, become a public safety threat, and or get demolished either by the city or just crumble right into the street. The OPRA provides support by minimizing our operating inefficiency during the first several operating years while we stabilize as a business to help offset the abnormal cost that it takes to redevelop an obsolete building. And again, you know, obsolete buildings doesn't have any modern utilities and life safety. It has no HVAC, no bathrooms. It becomes a public nuisance for vandalism as well as, again, deterioration. So without amending the completion date within the OPRA agreement, it opens up the possibility for the state to end the abatement. And this will, again, impact us immediately, and it will only compound after completion. As a reminder, we are still paying taxes on the property, which does increase annually as different values change on the parts that aren't frozen on the tax. So the early years are crucial for a long and successful run of this hotel. Supporting the abatement extension helps us ensure that this long period of anxiety doesn't go wasted. The project will not come to a faster completion or a miraculous resolution if the abatement ends. It will only cause greater financial stress on the Keefer during construction now, and especially after completion, again, in that vital time frame to help us offset the costs that we have borne by redeveloping an obsolete structure like this. So we're asking to amend to December 31st of 2025. This ties in with our other existing financial commitments. It provides us to the end of the quarter. As Nick has talked about through our walkthrough today, we're on a good schedule now, but this provides us just to the end of the quarter, to the end of the year. Just for generations to come, the Keefer will be a gathering place for locals and for visitors, with a continued commitment as evidence that it should open. Between St. Joe's, Ethan's, and Dante's, you can feel there's a real transformation happening in downtown. A resurgence in nightlife for family and friends. All of this is anticipating the opening of the Keefer, which will be at the heart of it all. And it will be worth the wait, but it still needs every ounce of support from you on the council to get us through it while we continue to fight in the trenches. So with that, we'll open up to questions, or if you need Nick to go into more detail, please let us know.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments from council? Councilman Flynn?
Well, I think the elephant in the room that everybody wants to know is, do you have an opening date? That seems to change as well. Do you have a more idea when we'll be open?
I have been working on the substantial completion and the temporary certificate of occupancy dates. The actual opening, that would be dependent on the management company after I turn it over to them and their training schedule. I'm working off of the actual building, which we're looking at end of November, beginning of December for those approvals. I still have to then finish the project as far as bringing in all the furniture and all the equipment, and then the management company has to start their training as well, because that substantial completion TCO, that is basically a stock and train permission for the staff to come in and start actually getting it set up to be an operable hotel. So I'm turning it over to them end of November, beginning of December. Then by the time that opens, it would most likely be the end of December.
Thank you.
But I can't speak for them on their schedule.
Thank you, Councilman Flynn. Thank you. Councilman Wolf? Yes.
I would strongly support that we extend the OPRA agreement. I mean, if you sort of remember, there was, from the very beginning, there was COVID, and so they couldn't get the materials in, and then I think when they looked at there was water in the basement, and somehow then they found out that the walls weren't solid, and so they had to spend all this money making the walls solid. They've worked on this whole time, and making a 34-room boutique hotel downtown, I think is going to really add to the value of the different buildings around downtown. So will probably improve the value of the properties, and therefore bring in more tax revenue for the city. So I strongly would support extending the OPRA.
Thank you, Councilman Wolfram. Yes, Mr. Mackey.
Just want to make one point here. If council does decide that they want to extend the OPRA, it would be best if we planned on doing that at our next meeting, because we need an amended application so we can prepare the resolution for council to adopt. But I just wanted to point that out to you as far as semantics.
Okay, very good.
Sorry.
The state's not going to do anything in a week?
No.
Okay. Councilman Bentley?
Okay, so we're not voting today. And just to be clear, the request is through the end of the year.
December 31st.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it would be the 29th meeting?
Yeah.
October 6th, we don't have another meeting. Do you feel that?
First, does that impact the fact that the current stops at September 30th?
It shouldn't. Only the state can take action after the date passes, I believe.
Yes, and it actually goes, the state does not do anything until the end of October, so we're good.
Okay. Councilman Flynn?
So then, for semantics, motion to table this until our next meeting, or do we just wait for the staff to do the amended
Tom,
resolution?
recommendation on this?
It'll be a new item or new resolution, right?
Yes, it would be new, because the way it shows up here is, as an update on discussion
Oh,
on your agenda.
thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Flynn, for that clarification. Councilman Stuchel.
Yeah, I just want to make a general comment. I made a call today to Ray Taylor, who's the Hillsdale County Building Inspector, who's been pretty much on this project, and just trying to get a unbiased opinion. And he said that working with CL and the crew has been very cooperative. He said there's the challenges like I meant with COVID and all these other things, but also a change in personnel with general managers has been ongoing. But they've always been very, very cooperative. And he said he's got a good working relationship with the architect because they're still trying to capture the historical value and yet pass local building codes. And Nick pointed out the stairwell today, the guardrail is 4 inches too low. But according to Ray, I talked to him, he said they've got a fix for that. So there's a lot of ongoing thing, but Ray said it will be done. It's just keep going.
Thank you, Councilman Stuchel. Anything else from council or staff on this item? Okay, will we see you in October?
Will do.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you very much for being here, we appreciate it.